Every day, tens of thousands of students in the Waterloo region wake up and go to school. They feel confident and ready to learn. But what if something, or some things, stand in their way? We spoke with Waterloo students to get their take on the mounting goose problem, a threat that stands in the way of these young scholars gaining the skills and knowledge they need to be the future leaders of this country.
What was your first impression of seeing geese at the University of Waterloo?
When I first seen the geese, I was actually really surprised, but in a good way though. 'Cause I really like animals, and it was a pleasant surprise to see all these geese running around on campus.
You know, the first time I saw the geese at Waterloo, I was actually on a campus tour because I didn't know if I wanted to come to the school. And it was during nesting season, and I thought it was so adorable that there was the geese, and then there was the goslings.
We all know about geese, they exist, but it never really occurred to me that they know you're here too.
Honestly, wasn't too surprised. I'd heard quite a few stories about the vast number of geese that were around the campus.
Well, I'm an international student, so I hadn't seen them before, but I have seen birds before, so it wasn't a really big deal. It was fun, it was cool. There's birds doing their bird thing.
I thought it was very funny that there were just geese everywhere. I didn't think much of it. I didn't think it would be a problem or anything like it is now.
It was definitely surprising to see this many geese because they're just everywhere, you know, especially around the residences. I literally couldn't walk anywhere without encountering at least one goose.
How do you feel about the current geese situation in Waterloo?
If you, similar to bees, if you leave a goose be, then it's not going to bother you,
It used to be under control, and now everything is just falling apart, spiraling downwards. It's just gotten really bad lately, I feel.
There's a lot. They're scary sometimes. Other times they're cool, just you can't mess with them. Oh, sometimes they give me downright terrifying. Sometimes they're just sweeping down at you in in army formation.
Oh man, it's spiraled down. What seemed like just a funny thing to laugh at is now a constant inconvenience.
What's your least favorite thing about the geese at the University of Waterloo?
My least favorite thing, by far, is the poop. Ridiculous. Everything stinks under my feet now.
How much they defecate!
The fact that they poop everywhere.
Probably what they leave behind whenever they've been anywhere. It always gets all on your shoes and leaves this awful smell, especially when it rains. It kind of rises up from the ground. It's pretty disgusting.
I don't want to play hopscotch to get to my classes. That's it. That's my least favorite thing, the poop.
And I mean, Guelph is spending $50,000 to solve the issue of aggressive geese and poop everywhere, so why can't Waterloo do anything about it?
I'm here on Waterloo campus, and behind me you can see the president of Waterloo feeding the geese. He's been reluctant to answer any questions so far about the geese issue, but let's go see and ask him. Excuse me, Mr. President, do you have anything?
Damn reporters! No comment!
Anything to say about the fact that Guelph is spending $50,000 to help rectify the geese issue?
No comment!
Have you ever encountered a goose before?
I have actually. My sister and I were walking, and I think we were near a nest, and we almost got attacked, so I had to pick her up and run away. Good times.
One thing that I did with some friends is I hiss back at the geese, and I find that kind of confuses them a little bit.
I've been attacked several times. One time I was walking simply from St. Jerome's to the SLC, but then I was chased by 6 geese and attacked, and it was quite brutal.
So my friends and I were cruising around in my friend's car. We were listening to some sort of Middle Eastern mixtape that my friend brought from his home country. And all of a sudden we're blocked in Hagee Hall by a goose. And so what are we supposed to do? I mean, these things are stubborn. You can't just tell it to go away. No, they fight back. They honk at you. So I got the short straw, and it was decided that I would be the one to go outside and shoot it. I mean, if you've seen the video, it's not just me running up to a goose, it's me trying to shoot it away. I mean, our car's blocked in. So I go run up to it, I start making gentle noises at it, and it doesn't do anything, so I figure, okay, I'll run at it. Out of nowhere, and I mean out of nowhere, this thing launches at me, and I'm scared for my life. So at this point, run back to the car, and thankfully it ran away after that. But it's like multiple dimensions were falling into myself. I could feel the space-time ripple. I'm shaking right now thinking about this. I can't. It was terrifying.
I saw this goose on my path, and I rerouted my entire path just so I would avoid seeing this goose at this bottleneck or encountering this goose, or confronting it. So that's when I realized that, wow, I'm living my life around this situation that is the goose, and that's a real problem. We should have that. I mean, I'm here to get my degree. I'm here to get my degree. And goose are stopping me from getting my degree. It's out of scope. It's out of scope. How did I feel? That really made me realize there was a serious goose problem on our campus.
Have you ever been attacked by a goose before?
I have. It was in first year. It was the fall, so I just started. And I was on my way to the CAF when I was in res. And there was a goose just hanging out in front of the door. And at first I was kind of like unsure if I should approach it or what I should do. And then when I started moving closer, it started hissing at me, you know, it started flapping its wings, and then it just chased me. And it was really terrifying, you know. It chased me through the basketball court, and I can't even go back there now because it was so traumatic. I don't even know. I'm happy I got out of it okay, but it was really traumatic. So even just talking about it right now, it's just, yeah. But regardless, I think the geese situation is something that needs to be fixed, and I shouldn't have to be terrified to walk even just to the cafeteria, which is literally right outside of my room.
The University of Waterloo, you really should have something to tame them. Some kind of laws enforced.
That's almost equivalent to being attacked or being jumped by a gangster. The goose are gangsters. I feel like that's something the Waterloo leadership needs to notice and step up to. That the goose are gangsters.
How do you feel about the current peace situation in Waterloo?
They can be kind of vicious.
I never thought that being on campus, I'd be exposed to gagglebangs so often.
What
Have
do
you
you
ever
mean by
been?
encountered?
What's your least favorite thing about the geese?
You know.
Have you ever encountered a goose before?
No, actually.
What was your first impression of seeing geese at the University of Waterloo?
I've been asked this question before. What kind of... I'm just kidding. I don't know what to do. We're not rolling the whole thing, right? You're gonna cut it, right? No!
No, we're not going to leave this all.
Okay, good.
Okay, but
oh my
reset
God.
to the position you were in before, and
Right.
then
Okay, reset. Oh.